Hello, hello,
Hi,
hello.
Natalie.
Natalie looks very red. Actually, are you red
You
as well,
do.
dear?
The
You
pink.
look very smart, actually. Yes, very
I'm
smart.
going somewhere in a minute.
Are
Are
you?
you?
Ah,
Where?
Mint.
probably shopping or something. Not
Really? Can we come?
you wouldn't want to. It's probably probably to Tesco's or something.
Oh, Tesco's. Oh,
I always
don't forget that.
You are quite a shopper, though, Nat. You like pottering about, don't you?
quite like shopping. Yes, I like shops. I don't like doing it online because you never know what's going to come or
No.
what's going to fit you. Will be 10 sizes too big. No, I do like wandering around shops, and they all seem to be disappearing these days, which is
I know. Support the high street.
Art,
Yeah.
a lost art. I do it online now because if you go to the shops, it's never in your size or it's not there. So yes, it's a dying art.
I do miss touching things.
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
You know, that's what we always used to do, is touch it. And I remember a friend of mine who was on, shopping TV, and he was one of the first people ever. He was a presenter, and he said to me when they first brought in perfumes, he said, how can people buy perfume? They'll never buy perfume on shopping TV. There you go.
Okay.
Or
Yes, they
makeup,
do.
because they didn't think that they would, but they
No,
do.
no.
I
I don't
find
know about you.
makeup very difficult. How do you buy makeup unless you know the product?
Well,
and you know
unless
what
you
you
know the
want?
brand, I think, yeah. But I think also, I don't know about you, but I often, if I have a couple of glasses of wine, I'll order something on Vinted or whatever, and it turns up, it's nothing like what it looks like in the photograph. And you think,
Yeah.
should I just give it away or give it to charity? And
Well,
so
give it
you
back.
end up
You
giving
can
loads
send
to
it back.
charity.
Yeah, you
Mind
can
you,
send it back.
I would buy some makeup. Have you know about Delilah makeup, don't you? That
Yes.
is
Yes.
I think I'd buy almost anything online with Delilah makeup.
But you have, Natalie. You have already been. You've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it, touched
Right.
it. No,
You've touched it. It's been put on your face before.
It has, and I love it.
Yeah,
I
that's
love it.
right.
But I would
Yeah.
still buy online for that because I just know whatever would
Yeah.
arrive would be brilliant.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Right.
Anyway, well, who's on today then, Dee?
Today,
Well, actually, do you want to say Natalie?
yes, I'd love to. We've got singer-songwriter Nick Capaldi and his wonderful wife Grace, and he's going to talk about his new album and tell us a lovely story. So can't wait to meet them.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Nick and Grace. It's lovely to see you. I've just been listening to you and Nick, and want to know more about you both, and your lovely love letter to Grace.
Oh, thank you. Say that as the album. So yeah,
Yes.
say about your album. Yeah, well, we've spent 8 months making this album, and then it's finally out, which is crazy. It's got 15 songs on it. It's a big production, the biggest production we've ever done. People like the London Community Gospel Choir came down from
Wow.
that was cool. Yeah, they all came down on the train, and we had to get them from the train station to the studio, which is funny.
How many of them?
It was 13.
30.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because you know about Caddy, don't you? You know Caddy's children are all classical musicians.
Oh, wow.
We have a 9-seater car and a big boot for the instruments, not a 13-seater. So
I'm wondering what you said a big boot for. I thought, is that for the other kids? That,
cellos. That's for cellos.
We just have a moped, so it didn't really work.
Oh. The front cover of the album is just I don't know if Hash will show a picture of it, but it's even that is very, very moving. But all the songs are so uplifting.
Oh,
So tell us about the one what was the one you just mentioned, which was like a love letter?
Well, I think a reviewer said that about all the songs that seem to be about Grace, and the ones that are about Grace are pretty obvious. There's only a couple on the album that are obviously definitely not about Grace and just kind of made up stories, really. But there's one actually called Grace, and for people who know the other Capaldi that's in the one that's in the charts, he released a song called Grace, which surprised me because so suddenly there's another Capaldi out there releasing a song called Grace, and when I came to write this album, this song was glaringly before Grace, and I thought I'm just going to simply call it Grace, because if anyone should have a song called Grace, my wife's Grace.
Oh, how lovely. So tell us about, I know this is also for awareness for disabled people too. So, and I know that there's a really strong reason why you're doing this. So just tell us about that, Grace.
Yes, so I had a car accident about 9 years ago. I didn't know Nick at that point. And I was left chest down paralysed, so I'm a tetraplegic. So it just basically means I've only really got function in one limb, kind of. So, and then I'd split up from my ex a couple of years after that happened. And then it's just kind of like the whole typical thing. I just thought, okay, I'm not going to ever, find anyone, be stable at all again. So I kind of just do myself into sport and stuff. And then I met Nick, and that just totally changed everything. And not to be like cliche, but he did kind of change my life. And yeah, it just kind of like escalated from there. And then we got married 2019. I think I remembered. And yeah, I've just been together ever since. But it just kind of like changed my perspective. And I think also with the awareness kind of thing, we just want to kind of break that barrier, because if there's not so much a stigma now. I think we are, it's 2023, like changes are happening. It's really good in all aspects. Like the world itself is becoming more aware of different, not just disabilities, not just physical disabilities, but mental disabilities, how different people are. And I think we are all becoming a bit more accepting, which is really nice. And we just want to keep on pushing those barriers and just, encourage people to not see the disability first, but actually the person.
Grace, how long did it take you, or I mean, it's probably still going on, to sort of adapt from your old life to your new life? I mean, obviously that was a lot of mental health going on there as well.
Yeah, be honest, I do a lot more now than what I did before. I actually enjoy life a lot more. Like these days, it was quite a process. I was in hospital for about 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then during that time, you are surrounded. It is quite nice. You're in like a bubble. So you're inside the hospital. You're surrounded by physios, OTs, the nurses. Made some lifelong friends in there, because there was about 5 of us that were under 30 and all just like tetraplegics to an extent. So we all kind of bubbled together. And they really helped get me through it. And obviously the family and friends aspect, I mean, that goes without mentioning. They're always there. And yeah, it is quite a tough mental process. For myself, it was just throwing myself into sport afterwards. And then, to be honest, finding this guy has literally just helped with the whole dealing of it all, which has been quite nice.
How did you meet, the two of you?
It's a really strange story. But it was a house divorce together. The house that I used to live in with my parents, I now live in with Grace. So I moved away to Cambridge for a little bit. And while I was up there, my mum was telling me that they were selling the house. It was too big for them, to a lovely young girl who's had a car accident, and she's going to have it all renovated for wheelchair access. And I said, "Oh, that's nice, Mum," not knowing that was my future wife she was talking about. And about 3 months later, I moved back down to Dorset, and I tried online dating, and I didn't really like it. I came across Grace's face on there, which I really loved. Her smile was totally different than any other smile I'd seen ever, I think. So and we started chatting, and then we slowly realized who each other were. And then we did go on our date, and then I ended up moving back into this house once it was finished.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
I
the
love
other
stories like that. Fate and coincidence, but more than coincidence, fate, isn't it? Destiny.
It is.
Yeah.
And another really strange thing is my mum's never liked any of my partners, but when she met Grace, obviously way before I met Grace, she said to my sister, "Now, why can't Nick meet somebody like that?"
Wow.
There it was. It was in the cards. So
Yeah.
she was very, very shocked and surprised that I said to her, "I'm going on a date tonight, Mum. Do you recognise this person?" And showed a picture.
Oh well, so
That's
she's
such a
obviously
lovely story.
a great mother-in-law to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I mean, she sat like that. No,
No,
yeah, she's lots of fun. She has brilliant cakes as well.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
how
a start point,
fabulous.
yeah.
So
you-
what sports, Grace? What's the sport that you do?
Wheelchair rugby.
Oh wow!
Wow.
How does that work?
It's nothing. Well, it can be as feisty as what you picture it to be. But the chairs take all the impact, so you kind of you're in kind of like, I like to describe it as robot wars, like back in the day kind of thing, because these like massive chairs that are built for impact. And you literally, it's more like American football rules.
Because the ball's a different shape as well. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Shape for rugby.
Yeah, you play with like a volleyball rather than you can do rugby union in a wheelchair, but I am not coordinated enough for that at all. I mean, I just about can catch a ball in wheelchair rugby. So yeah, it's literally just you're trying to score goals one end of the court to the other. So it's all indoors, it's all on courts.
Wow, but are you kind of crashing into each other?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who's going to do this?
It looked so dangerous when I first met her. I was on the edge of my seat all the time thinking, why are they doing this to each other? And you did indoor skydiving as well, didn't you, after your accident? And
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
there's no stopping her.
Wow.
For physical confidence as well as mental health, mustn't it? I'm a huge advocate for sport in schools because I think sport is something that's disappearing, like music in schools. And it must have been such a great way to just love yourself again, love yourself physically as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I never thought that I would be capable of doing those things. And before my accident, funny enough, I never would have done any of those things at all. But yeah, I think once you come through the whole, I don't know if it's like a new respect. I think it is a new respect for life, to be honest. I know that probably sounds quite cheesy and cliche, but I think once you've kind of lost like your life effectively, and you've been given a second chance, it's like, actually, I'm really just throwing myself into this space, you know. I've got all these opportunities. It kind of makes sense to just say yes. Not, you know, not waste anything again, not waste any time. And you're really good, aren't you? You always come along to all the crazy things I want to do.
Yeah, we drive all around the country, don't we, for these things?
Oh my goodness. And Nick, you've got your own recording studio in Dorset.
Yeah, we it's a business that we started together. It's literally built just outside of our house, and it's a commercial studio, and we were able to do the album. So yeah, we've got a life in music together and a life in your sport as well. So
Wow. Do you is there a facility for people coming down and staying over recording?
She's trying to get in there. Okay.
Yeah.
She's trying to get in there. So
I'm
just
trying to be very matter of fact,
just
but actually
say
I want to
no.
record in your studio.
you're very welcome to stay here. Yeah, come on down. We have a lot of audio books done here, and things like Fern Cotton comes here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does she?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And I know that Grace, you actually manage Nick, don't you?
I try to. I do my best.
You're brilliantly bossy. That's a fun word to say. Brilliantly bossy. Brilliantly bossy.
Excellent, excellent. Now your influences are Blur. The sort of, is it the sort of 90s kind of supergroup?
Yeah, that's when that whole Britpop thing came about. That's when I was really getting into my songwriting. But as well as that, I was really into people like Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Small Faces, Kinks, anything melodic. I really liked, and that really helped. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I used to really love the Kinks, and they sort of, whereas some of the sort of super groups have just sort of, they're still there. The Kinks have, kind of disappeared, I think. Haven't they?
No.
No, the music's still there, but they're not like the other, bands that, of that era. Some of them are still going, but the Kinks just, are they still together or?
I think there was always a bit of a rift between the two brothers, wasn't there, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you'd think at a time where the Beatles and the Stones are both number one, it's time
exactly.
to come back as well.
Yeah.
I remember when Lola came out when I was very young, and I could never understand what it was about. It took me years. I still don't really understand what it's about. But
we think it's about our Jack Russell, Lola.
Probably is. Amazing. So what are your plans now, guys? What are you doing next?
Well, lots of play live promo work. Yeah, the album's just been nominated for an original music award for best recorded work.
Oh, congratulations!
Great.
Wonderful, wonderful. And when is that? When is that happening?
That's 19th of January in Poole in Dorset. So yeah, then we got the show at the Bedford in London on the 16th of January.
Right.
I used to play there a lot back in the day, and it's nice to make a return to it. Actually, people like Ed Sheeran and Paolo Nutini all made their way through at the Bedford.
Mm-hmm.
Known place for the kind of launching singer-songwriters.
Yeah, because you've actually had quite a few successes in your own right, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Don't be modest. Don't be modest.
Yeah, Radio 2. Bob Harris has become a good friend actually after he started playing my stuff years ago on the Radio 2 show, and then he had me in for a live session, and then ended up going round to his house, and he made me a cup of tea in his slippers, which I thought was fantastic. Yeah, I've had numerous radio things. I went over to Nashville to record. I was invited over there to record with some of my favorite musicians. We did that in a couple of days and did an EP.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I think.
Wow, what a dream! Fabulous.
So, Nick and Grace, I'll see you very soon then for a recording session in your studio. Okay, I'll be down.
I told you she'd do that.
Okay, and we're going to come and see you at the Bedford in January. Yep. Can we get tickets? Where can we get the tickets for that?
She's also on the Scrounge as well. I mean, so embarrassing.
No. I'm going to pay.
It is ticketed, but they're free. We'll send you a link. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you so much for being so inspiring, the pair of you. Really,
really, lovely meeting you.
And it's a lovely love story, and I'm sure everybody needs to know about that.
Mm-hmm. And you've inspired me to get into sport. I'm sitting here thinking, do you know what? I really need to do some proper physical activity.
Because you don't do anything, do you, Caddy? You just sit around all day, just
not
and tour the world.
Lugging cellos, violins, pianos. She has them on her back.
Sport now. Yes.
Yes.
Well, you should call it Caddy Sport.
There you are.
Yeah.
Except apart from having babies. Anyway, that's another story. Bye, guys. It's been lovely to meet you.
You too. Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Good luck with everything.
Bye.
What a lovely story.
Absolutely amazing, and as you said, so inspiring. They're brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, but can you imagine having an accident like that and thinking, well, I'm not going to meet anybody and nothing's going to happen, and then boom, you find a fantastic man and you're very happy, and it just shows you, because life is to be lived every day.
Absolutely.
It was great what Grace said, that she's doing more now than she did before.
Yes.
So that was really interesting.
Yeah. I know. It's just fabulous, isn't it? They just look so brilliant together, and the fact they're so obviously soulmates is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me.
All right then. A little bit of romance today. Right, goodbye.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.